All right, and welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with your host, Iona Meade at Cell Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success Level. And I'm just going to adjust my camera. If the internet goes off, we've been having dodgy internet. It is Environmental Freedom Thursday today. And today the theme is teaching online and traveling while you teach for spiritual entrepreneurs. And I'm talking about life work balance. And if you are working online, you want to work online, you want to build your business online, you want to build your podcast or your YouTube channel and all of those things, then those are the topics that I want to talk about. Those are the topics that I teach. That's what I practice, what I preach. And depending on where you're watching me, I'm streaming out again on the YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV and all over. So I can see that you're on. Do leave a comment. If you're in our group for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, the YouTube podcasting partnerships for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement, do come onto our free networking call, because I know that some of you have not seen that. So I would love to connect with you. All right, so we're going to talk about environment, and we're going to talk about traveling while you teach and teaching online. So do you have a spiritual business? Are you a spiritual entrepreneur? Are you teaching online or trying to transition to teaching online? I've taught online for a really, really long time. And I realized that I've learned online for a really long time as well, through correspondence courses and a lot of the education, even the Open University. So I love that. I love teaching online. I didn't love being on camera. And that's kind of one of the things that, you end up just getting used to, or you just do because that's part of being online. Voice and podcast are amazing, but being on video, on a Zoom call, all those things, since the pandemic, I think more and more people have come online and gotten used to it. So Environmental Freedom Thursday on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I want to talk about that spiritual business success and what that means to you. So the way that this podcast works, I talk about raising our vibration, because it's the Seven Freedoms Frequency, the 7 areas of your life. So I break down our life into 7 areas. And if you haven't seen me before, then the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast consists of 7 areas, and I come live with a very practical podcast episode every single day, talking about a different theme of your life, and I'll share what those are. And we visualize, we set intentions together, we raise our vibration. If I raise my vibration, you raise your vibration, then ultimately we're raising the vibration of the collective and of the planet. I usually share my highs, my lows, my successes, my what's going on for me in any given moment, just to soul speak into existence, I say. So today we'll rate our vibration and frequency. We're going to talk about visioning and vision boarding and being in the vibrational alignment with what it is that you want to manifest. We're going to talk about gratitude, expressing gratitude the Seven Freedoms Frequency way. We are going to talk about how you launch your day, how you lead your day, and how you leave your day. We are also going to talk about the soul income game and Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, which we are doing vibrationally first. And I'm here on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast for you, for me, and also for my students in the Soul Legacy Academy. So I set the intention to walk my own talk, practice what I preach, and also to serve my soul clients in the Soul Legacy Academy. So this is for them as well. This is streamed out. If you're in the Soul Legacy Academy and you're watching me, then great, do come to our monthly call, because I've got a Seven Freedoms Frequency call-in gym, and that monthly call is to support you in the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge in the real world, because life can get in the way when we're setting new intentions and we're visualizing. I've heard people say as soon as they set an intention to do something, chaos seems to unfold, but that's just a shifting of our vibration, honestly. And then I'm going to invite you to the monthly networking call, which I have. I'm going to show you the card that I pulled for today from the Keepers of the Light. Eek, do that. And then, what else? Talk about the book that I was listening to today. Did I read a book today? I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and then I listened to Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by the late Bob Proctor. Now, I had a paradigm shift today, massive paradigm shift today, which I'll talk about, and I'll talk about more so on Relationship Freedom Friday. So again, the 7 freedoms we talk about on Mondays. No, we don't. We talk about contribution freedom, Monday for spiritual entrepreneurs, a life purpose-led business. On Tuesdays, we talk about your health freedom, balancing that health and that wealth. On Wednesdays, it's emotional freedom. Wednesdays and the emotional scale, managing that. Thursdays is today, teaching online and traveling while we teach. Environmental freedom. Relationship freedom, talking about soulmates, soul clients, and relationships. And then spirituality, that our guidance and our ease, grace and flow. And on Sunday, we talk about soul clients and financial freedom. So none of the areas are in isolation. We're setting intentions together. We're visualizing together. We're feeling the feeling together. And we're checking in to see how we feel together. And before we do that, before we go into the episode even more, I want to say the shift that I had today, and it's really good for me, is a place to record my journal, right? My and that environmental freedom is like having internet when you're traveling while you teach and you're teaching online. You absolutely need internet. And ever since I've come to London, which London is a big city, but where I'm at is kind of out on the outskirts. So the internet has been awful. The whole time that I've been here, I'm grateful because I've had some internet, but it's, in a house. I would expect that in like a cafe or somewhere else. From a house to a house, it's just been absolutely awful. And I did pay for a higher speed and high fiber and what have you. And obviously, evidently, that worked because I never had problems with the internet. I kind of took it for granted because I had it for 11 years. So we're going to be talking about all of the practical things that you need when you go off and you go off traveling and you give up your home and all the things, all those things. So the paradigm shift that I had today wasn't necessarily about, so all areas of my life are relevant, right? And traveling while I teach, and I was in my twin flame union in that relationship, and I ended that relationship almost 2 years ago now, which is like, wow. And I've been dating, and dating some more, and I was on the dating apps, and I want to develop my own dating app for spiritual dating for conscious and awake, conscious men and women, awakened soulmates, marriage CV. That's where I'm at. I'm 50. I'm in that stage where when you're on these dating apps, you kind of in those environments, because it's environmental freedom. And it is traveling while you're teaching online, but it's also having your life. It's not being the environmental freedom is all of our environments, right? And so I was on that on the dating app, and I want to develop my own dating app. So in the middle of the night, more or less in the middle, no, it was early hours. I had someone, we connected. I posted, "Are you a spiritual entrepreneur?" on my profile, and you might have seen that. And in my group, "Do you have a YouTube channel or a podcast? Let's connect." That's kind of the network. And then somebody answered, and she had been in a breakup. I'm not ever going to say a name or whatever. I didn't know her. Like, she just commented, I put highlight to everyone and all of my followers. And she must have been following me. And I didn't know that she was following me. Anyway, she was in my DM. And she was saying about how she had a relationship breakup and blah, blah, and she just went on and she said, "I'm crying." And, while I feel for people, and I kind of get that when I'm at like at a bus stop or don't get on the bus, but do you know what I mean? Like in queues or something like that. And I'm like, I'm happy to speak to people. That's absolutely fine. But I said, this is very, she said, "Oh, sorry, it's a bit much." I said, "It is a bit much actually. And I'm going to do a YouTube channel on it, but like, you commented on this post and why are you doing this?" And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm not going to share the details of it because it was a private conversation. However, I was like, oh. And then the paradigm shift unfolded, and I was on the dating apps and I'd swiped, and I'd spoken to somebody yesterday, and they had said they've been single for like 12 years, they've got a 13-year-old, and they were kind of speaking like this through voice note. Somebody has to fit into my life. Oh, somebody has to blah, blah, blah. And somebody that has my back, and so, and I have theirs, and somebody who motivates me, and somebody who, and I'm like, is that not standard? And you know what? This morning I was like, oh my God, love for me, love. We were talking about love and emotional freedom yesterday, and the energy of love and the force, the universal force of love, like absolutely epic energy that we don't even understand, right? And where I have that feeling of that loving feeling, like elevating to that vibration. And so the Seven Freedom Frequency podcast for me, feeling at that level of freedom is like that level of love and that level of joy and appreciation and all those things, because we are manifesting through our feelings. But when I think of a romantic relationship now, this paradigm shift, don't know whether the Jade Brinkett story like influenced this, I don't know, but it feels fake and false. And I'm like, it's an illusion. When you, and I was looking back and I thought, oh my God, I'm getting off the app. So I got off the app and I was like, if I go, you're in different environments, right? If I go into something with somebody, so change your paradigm, change your life. That's the book that I was listening to today after that. And I was like, oh, I just had a paradigm shift. If I go into anything with somebody who has a completely different belief about relationships than me, so I'd been in 3 significant relationships, married once, and thought I was in love many times. And I'm like, I don't even like those people like that. Not, I don't hate any of them. And, I speak to them, do you know what I mean? And my ex-husband and my ex came through for me when I was moving and stuff. So there's a care there and an appreciation and an understanding because you've been in something big with someone. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I don't care about those people, but I didn't like them in terms of my life partner, and I definitely do not love them. And I'm like, but only unconditional love, I believe, is like for ourselves that we don't even do. So how are we going about loving someone else? That feels really false and fake to me. And then I believe for my children anyway, I don't know about you if you've got children, but for my children, then I was talking about my mum, and it's like, I know, like, whatever's going on for me and my mum, like, sometimes you get on, sometimes you don't always, but like that ride or die, like, always that mothers and parents love is that's why I keep getting bitten. I've got a gnat like a fly thing in here. You just see. And so I was like, I don't believe in love anymore. And it just made me laugh and laugh. And I shared with my friend who has been single for like about 4 years. And she just went on to the dating site and dating apps, and we were like passing people, like recommending each other. Like we were joking mostly, but people from Bumble. And I thought, oh, this could be really fun. So she's like, oh, she said the basically the scraps out there, like, it's quite shocking. This is going to be a short podcast. So I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, I don't. And she's like, that's deep. And I said, because we get into things and then we say we love, and then the person puts their best foot forward. And then when we really find out who they are, don't even like the person that they really are. So if what did we love? Like, love doesn't turn off, in my humble opinion. So I was just like, oh, wow. And then I happened to choose, I went on a run, went on a jog for the first time since I've done my half marathon in March. It's now October. And I was like, oh, I thought, oh, probably don't know whether this will go back on or not. Sorry about the interruptions. Yeah, I've just been quite mopey today and just chill, but mopey. Not mopey upset, just like ready for my transition. It's in a couple of days out to move out of this environment. And I just like, I decided to jog and my body felt like an absolute machine. I'm actually a lot fitter than what I gave myself credit for because I haven't been to the gym for a little while. But my level of fitness has improved so much. And I was just jogging, not fast, like I was just jogging. And I was like, wow, I felt incredible. I felt incredible going out for my walk, being in a different environment, but also just excited about the environment that I have actually created online. So traveling while I teach, I still want to look after myself. I still want to have that life work balance. I want to be in a relationship and married, but it's not through, it's a desire. It's when you desire something and desire, and I want to bring that into the intentional living. It's like, oh, we love, and I had a love list. And I'm like, the person or the people that I based the love list on, and now the person mostly that the love list is on, the soulmate that I was with last week, and I felt amazing. I came back and I was like, I feel really amazing. And today I was like, what a contrast a week makes being in an environment that feels quite draining versus an environment that like is fueling. And I'm like, wow. So I was like, he embodies a lot of the characteristics on, not all of them obviously, on my love list, but I'm not in love with him. I've never, we've known each other for 3 years and been on and off in terms of a few weeks, just dating and thinking about a relationship and saying, oh, you know, this is the start of a relationship. And I'm like, yeah, this is not the one. And we tried that 3 times and we keep coming back into, people might say it's a trauma bond, whatever it is, I don't know, soulmates, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I don't love you at all today. I'm just like, yeah, it's not that. I've just got a new level and a new understanding of what love is, and it's love for me, love for self, love the energy. And I don't think that I can put that into the context of a relationship again. So I was like, yeah, it's fake. People are living very fake lives, especially online. A lot of people are living very fake lives, being fake versions of themselves are not really true. Because see, people say, you know, Kimber Luna, be true, brand you. You know, it's like, what, I can be me? It's like, how can people love when they don't know who you are? It's weird. Bring that into business, and how can your clients or joint vision partners, I like to say joint venture partners, people say in the industry, get to know you when you're hiding behind closed doors? Like, what is it about you that you don't want people to know? I have a vision and a mission to improve the health and well-being of our nation and our future generation. And I think, to be fair, the mental health of now and our nation now is in worse shape than what we think. And that's not to sound doom and gloomy. It's just there's so many beliefs that are floating around that are in the ethers that people are catching. And I think it's time that we come out from behind closed doors and have raw and real conversations as we're teaching online, and we can support people. I don't need to be the person that is doing all of that work. I want to support you and my students and my clients. That's what I do best. And I believe that I understand more so like the spiritual and raising your vibration to help other spiritual entrepreneurs. I'm not, people say my words are healing. I'm not the healer that does the hands-on healing and what have you to improve the mental health and well-being of our nation. And I'm up that level and up that chain where it just, that energy feeds down into, I'm supporting, if I can support 5 clients and they support more clients and they support the family, and then, do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. I don't see it as Iona Meade being in the trenches trying to deal with it. That's real, as an empath, that's really, really, really draining for me. Really draining. So traveling while I teach and working online and setting up my business in the way that I am, I love the business model that I'm creating and I'm teaching it. slowly, because it's different and it's not the norm. But my intention is for it to become the norm, that we come out from behind closed doors and stop hiding, like stop being fake. And you might say, what is it in you that sees that fakeness? And I just think there's a way to go. Like, I could hide a lot of things. I know the feeling that I've had over this last week coming back. I've had to what's that called? Sensitize, no, like censorship of myself and what I'm saying. And that doesn't feel good. So that's where I feel that, because I want to vocalize and voice the things, and I'm not able to do that out of respect and privacy for other people's stuff. Not even my stuff, because I'm like, oh, I don't care. Like, I really don't. And I will tell more as I share in my book, with my co-author books of spiritual awakening stories. But I just think we need to mind our own mental health, because if we don't, we pour onto other people, not intentionally, but it does, and it affects other people. I don't like it when people say, "Oh, Iona, you're so strong," but I have a strong mind. I don't have a weak mind, and when you're not working that muscle, the energy is. We're all connected, right? So somebody's energy, we say as empaths, we feel other people's energy, and it's not a nice feeling to feel those feelings when they're not my feelings at all. I just don't work like that, and I want to talk about it, but I don't work well in that. Do you know what I mean? So when you're traveling and you wherever you go in, just make sure that you are well prepared and you are planned. It's like being in a relationship that's not quite right. So that's where I'm at. So rate your vibrational frequency. So for me, for Environmental Freedom Thursday, I would say a 10. I would give an 11 for here, but I don't feel the same as what I did last week compared to this week, to be fair. That's being totally honest. Like, that's not being disrespectful or whatever. It just is. I took a selfie last Thursday, and I was like, yay. I just was done my YouTube summit, with Spiritual Awakening YouTube summit, been doing my lives, been out in it. It was lovely. It was really, really amazing. And I think that sometimes we thrive in different places, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that, and just knowing where we want to be and who we want to be around, what we want to fuel ourselves with. It's either high vibe or low vibe. And I was talking yesterday about the love, that either things are negative or positive, and when they're negative, it just doesn't make me feel good. The Seven Freedoms frequency, and I know we create our own reality, don't get me wrong, and I know that we have to take responsibility. We do. And we also have to shift and alter things to support us more. Like, you don't have to sit there battling, when the things are not our fight. So the same way online, having the Spiritual Businesswoman Network versus the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, it's a different energy altogether. And it feels amazing to be able to do that, to be on YouTube and say, hey, come to the monthly call, to be in that environment, the environment I'm creating with, great people. That's what I want to see, more amazing people. The more that we come out from behind closed doors. I was really inspired. I've got into a few new Facebook groups, and there's a particular lady, Karen, I can't remember her surname. She teaches, I think she's got a business partner or a collaboration on podcasts and networking and the back end of your podcasts and doing all the things. And I'm like, wow, it's just so powerful. She was in the fitness industry, not telling all her story, but it's people like that I really see myself connecting with, people that are really making a difference. And I think, wow, that's what I have in my mind. That's already done for me. The physical has to catch up. So what is your vibrational frequency? Are you feeling in flow, or are you feeling in funk? Do you have a vision board? What is on your vision board in terms of your environment? Do you want to travel while you teach? Have you got a bucket list on there? And if you've done my 7-day vision board challenge for more life work balance for spiritual entrepreneurs, we take 10 days to break these 7 freedoms, these 7 areas to live an intentional life. I call them the Chase to Financial Freedom Frequency, because once you set that intention, once you set that, it's done. We just have to match that, move up the vibrational scale to match that. And even if that Bob Proctor was saying in his book today, even if you don't have evidence, like an iceberg, you only have the tip, and there's a big, large proportion of the iceberg that we don't see underwater. Even if you don't see the evidence in it, that's not evidence that it's not done. Do you get what I mean? And it's that trust. And here we are journaling and visualizing and feeling the vibration of it. You've got to believe it and be like it and act like it before, in order for it to manifest. So for me, having a visual environment that is contradicting on a daily basis to the vision, to the ease, grace, and flow is not something that I want to continue to do, because it alters my vibrational frequency. And we want to stay as much as we can. We want to make it easy for ourselves, and I want to make it easy for myself. I'm grateful, but I want to make it easier. I've had a really rough year with fostering. My daughter rang me today with my great niece and nephew, who I fostered. 2 of the children, one, the baby, I didn't foster, but yeah, absolutely, it made me spring out of bed. And I was like, wow, because it was a lot to foster 3 children, and all of the things transpired. And I was like, I would absolutely do it again. It wasn't on my vision board. Fostering was on my vision, in my vision. And the universe said, hey, you said you'd do it in your 40s. 49th birthday came along. Universe said, here you go, birthday week, here's 3 children. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And now I'm going to be getting involved with kinship fostering on the charity level and at the project level. And that's where I like to be, at that project level rather than in the trenches. I've looked after children since I was 14 years old in childcare, and that's what my degree was in, childhood and youth studies, a foundation degree. I didn't finish all of it because I moved out of the profession, but it was amazing to see the kids. And one of the little boy, the eldest little boy that I looked after, he said to my daughter, is Auntie Noni in the car? And she went, no. And he's like, oh. It was his other grandma, and he's like, oh. I was like, oh. And then the littlest boy, he must have said to his grandma, my brother's wife, like, is Auntie Noni coming to see me? And she said, are you missing her? He goes, yeah. Oh. So I'm really happy that location, and they are saying they want to see me, because I was able to say, I'm going to see you soon. So that was just beautiful timing. It was just lovely. And I've had that break away, and I can go back and not get immersed in it, but just have had that reset of my own energy to be really focused. So that's on my vision. There was something always on my vision for that, and I didn't know what it was, and now I do, which is lovely to have that clarity. So what have you got on your vision board? Who have you got on your vision board? Where do you want to live? Where do you want to work? How do you want to live? Do you have that clarity? I really do. I've scheduled my business out for 7 years. It's amazing. The Soul Legacy Academy. It's amazing. So how do you want to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, right? In terms of your environment, this is the ease, grace, and flow is missing. London's not the place that I'm a country girl now, not a city girl. I used to be a city girl, and I've had to come back to the city to realize I just really am not. So definitely walks in nature, definitely. Well, I think once you go for a spiritual awakening, certain places and certain things just don't fit you anymore, and you've got to try them on and see and have that contrast. And I've birthed more rockets of desire for my bound conversion, absolutely. And realize some things, and I'll talk about those things on Relationship Freedom Friday. Anyway, okay, set some intentions, set the next 3 steps of what you're going to do to change your environment if it isn't working for you, in terms of working online, in terms of teaching online, in terms of setting up your space. So this is the space that I have now to come and teach online. And if that doesn't feel in alignment and feel good to my soul, I'm not going to be able to show up. the way that I really want to show up. So that's really crucial for me. Really crucial for me. I don't know what it looks like on the next journey. I will tell you when I get there. All right. So gratitude. I'm going to say this quickly because my phone is going to go. This is a gratitude stone. My daughter gave me a little love heart. The way that we work on this podcast together, we express gratitude the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast way. So the intentional living codes are cheers to financial freedom frequency. It's the acronym, the C, H, R, A, E, R, S, and F. So for contribution freedom, we say, I'm happy and I'm grateful, I appreciate. It might be something in the past, the present, or the predicted future. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate contribution to, so your light work or your lifestyle. For me, light work. For the kids, that contribution that I made, they will always remember it. And I'm just so grateful for that I had the opportunity to do that. Had I had the choice to do it all over again, I absolutely would. Minus the family drama, but if I had to come into it, that's fine. Happy and grateful, I appreciate my health. I felt like a machine running. Absolutely jogging. I jogged, but it was good. Happy and grateful and appreciate my emotional scale adjusting for the paradigm shift. Huge, 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 huge. That's going to change the trajectory of my life. Happy and grateful and appreciate environmental freedom, working online, being in the YouTube space and having the community. And you guys, thank you for commenting in the community and showing me and showing us your YouTube channels. Amazing. Looking forward to seeing videos and watching your videos. And I love YouTube's my TV, so I'm happy to watch your videos. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. The relationship that I have with my daughter is amazing. I'm really grateful for that. I'm a son. Sorry, Daniel. I'm a granddaughter. I'm being grateful. Well, I spoke to my daughter today. Spoke to her like 3 days in a row, like because she was in Greece, so I missed her. I've missed her. I haven't seen her for a few months. So happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality, just the understanding. Don't know, I might be completely off track and whatever, but I feel like I popped a bubble of, as Wayne Dyer says, change the way that you look at things and the way that the things you look at change. I'm like, wow, for real. The way that I look at a relationship and love, I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even fit it in. It doesn't feel like that to me. It's a desire for whatever it is that you desire. And if that thing is meeting your desired and your needs, then you're going to be happy in that relationship. If it's not about loving, because you can love somebody to pieces, like that woman, and the person treat them like rubbish. It's not love. That's not love. For me, it's not love. Anyway, happy and grateful and appreciate the finances. I went on a little trip. I bought some vegan ice cream. I bought some vegan spring rolls and a naked blueberry drink thing. So I'm going to go and finish off those. Happy and grateful and appreciate. I'm done. Right. Okay. The soul income game. Bank 50k in 50 days. This journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. I call it the Soul Legacy Journal because I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, Soul Legacy TV, Soul Legacy Movement, all the things. It's 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. This is what we're doing, alchemizing all those wounds. So you get £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And the idea is to spend them. Spend that, whatever currency you are in, journal it out. Let me know, let the universe know what you're spending on as if it's already done, and acting and believing as that thing, whatever that thing is. Type 10%, go to whatever site and type 10%. And then if you don't feel like spending the money on that day, you can carry it over for a bigger purchase. On Sundays is when I tend to spend my vibrational money voucher, and I'll share with you on Sunday what I'll spend it on. And I visualize it, and I'm actually in that moment and accepting it and thanking it and all the things, right? All your bills are paid. And there's no like saving, like, squirreling it, hoarding it. Don't worry about it. So that's the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge that I challenge every single one of my students, members to experience in the vibrational world. And the idea is to feel safe with money as a spiritual entrepreneur and have that, know what that money is, that tool that is going to buy you the experiences of having that work-life balance and being able to teach online, being able to have an assistant to deal with things that you don't feel like you've got time for, being able to travel all over the world. I can see an airplane, people, it's not free, right? So traveling while we teach, it costs money. As a digital nomad, to get into certain countries, you've got to be earning a certain amount of money. So you ain't going anywhere if you're broke, just saying. Or if you haven't figured out to work online, right? Or you're going to go work for somebody else. I'm not doing that. All right. So I invite you to the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, on the last Monday of the month at 4 p.m. UK time. Not sure if I'll run it this month. I might, oh my gosh, I might run it in November as I grow the group. I've got stuff to do. I'm going to be moving and stuff. So I don't know how the setup will be. So I might alter that until the next Monday, last Monday of November. It's probably going to work better for me. And what else? Yes, I invite you to that. Register. It's free. It's 4.5 hours training, 5 hours training, something like that. All right. The book, again, I was talking about change your life, change your paradigm. What was it? Change your paradigm, change your life. This card for the day is from Keepers of the Light by Carl Gray. It is, I don't know how to, Duval. Cool. Sydney, you'll tell me how to say it. Dharma unfolding. This is the card that I pulled for us today, right? Okay, remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Absolutely. I feel the happiness now. Like, I don't feel like happiness is far away, like it's ahead of me or what have you. I feel that happiness in now, even in the sad moments, like when I'll have a sad moment, I'm not so on the floor. And even whatever goes on and whatever, whoever in here, there's a calm and there's a stability. When I go through an awakening, obviously that's disrupted, but coming out the other side of that, there's a stillness and there's a calm. It's that one step at a time. We are on a path, but we're not happy when we get to that path. It is the journey, like being happy now. Yes, we can plan out that year, and I've scheduled out my business for 7 years, but I've scheduled out my business for 7 years. When I say that, I've scheduled it out like this. It looks like this. This is it. So it's not, in 7 years. It's, now, here we go. Here's what this is. This is Iona Meade showing up, speaking out, and serving deep every day. Do you know what I mean? No matter banking 50K or in 50 days or not, banking 50K in an hour, doesn't matter. Banking 50K in 10 minutes, doesn't matter. The version of me will evolve and grow, but here I be. I set that intention to bring that, what would I want my life to look and feel like now? Not put it off, not wait, now. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Living it now. My t-shirts will evolve. I'm going to be getting merch, but my environments will evolve, and I will evolve. In here will evolve. My skin will, it's not aging. I'm committed to growing younger, but all the things, do you know what I mean? It's not pushing it away. It's being happy now. Happiness is a choice and a decision. I don't think love is a choice and a decision. To feel that, yeah, but there is love, whether you are tuned into it or not. There's that energy and that vibration. Like it is, it is. So there you go for me. Do come to the monthly networking call. If you are a Soul Legacy Academy student, make sure that you are scheduled onto the 7 Freedom Frequency call-in gym. That is at 3 p.m. 3 to 5 p.m. UK time. The first Monday of the month. The orientation call is for boot campers and masterminders to welcome you in. And what else? The networking call. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I gotta say. I love you. Yeah, I'm not going to say that anymore. Yeah, I'm not even going to say that anymore. What can I say instead? I love you. Do we love everyone? I love me. I don't love everyone. I don't. It's like, I love you. And we say it so flippantly, I love you. And we don't love ourselves. Like, it's just off, isn't it? Yeah. I'm blessed to know you, to get to know you, because I don't know you. I think there's that, I've had that presumption and that perception of creating that soul tinted glasses. I would say not rose tinted, soul tinted glasses, that everybody is on a certain level and thinking certain thoughts and loving and kind. And I am realizing that is not the case, not because the universe is not a friendly place, but just because everybody's not there. So I say big love. That's it. Big love. I can say big love. No, I love you. Big love. So share your voice and shine your light, because you were born to serve. So that is me for the Seven Freedom Frequency podcast. Without my battery going and without the internet being too glitchy, I'm going to look and see. I think that was it, wasn't it? I think we did amazing. Right. Big love. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.